Okay.
A penguin takes his car into the shop, and the mechanic says he needs an hour to check it out.
What kind of car?
What kind of... A damn penguin car, all right? Anyway, he goes across the street to the 7-Eleven to kill some time and get an ice cream. Penguins love ice cream.
Really?
Sure. But because he's got no hands, the poor little guy gets the ice cream all over his beak.
This going somewhere?
So he goes back to the mechanic. The guy tells him, looks like you blew a seal. The penguin tells him, no, that's just a little ice cream.
Passengers certain to die. Airline negligent.
There's a sale at Penny's.
We're going to the tower.
The tower! The tower! Rapunzel! Rapunzel!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Bill Tucci.
Behold his mighty hand.
Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang.
Just want to manage expectations.
Moo! Nah!
This is the worst.
What's up, my brothers?
You need a longer opening. That's all I gotta say.
I know now. That was like
Longer.
Jesus.
Oh my God!
Everyone
it's
else has
horrible.
like 15-minute openers.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That's our last time. I hope you guys enjoyed the last time of the Thursday Night Live with Billy Tucci opening. Next, when we come back in 2 weeks, it'll be a lot shorter.
But I want to know if anybody got killed in those fireworks explosions.
Oh.
Holy cow. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, you see that poor kid?
Yeah, the mother grabs that kid out of the little nip naps and takes off.
Yeah.
Oh, we already got a super chat, Billy.
Oh, really? For real?
Paul Taylor.
Hey!
$10. Thank you, sir. Just received issues 1 and 2 of Zombie Sama. Looking forward to reading them this weekend. Hail and have fun at San Diego Comic-Con.
Thank you, my friend. We got some cool people. My buddy Phil
Yellow
Russell.
Flash.
What's up, Phil? Thank you again, Paul. Yellow Flash 2. What's up? Marcus, good to see you. Dan Genovese, he's one of our cigar guys. You remember Dan? Graham, yeah. He's in. So's of course Marcus is too. Marcus hung with us. Randy Howell, good to see you. Good to see you, boys. Welcome. Graham Nolan, how you doing? You look a little sick. You all right? You start working out, or you still have that hernia thing going?
Oh no, that's all cured, you son of a bitch.
I'm kidding. I jest.
I'm back in the cage again.
You look great. You look tan. You look healthy. Fishing. Kicking ass. Go some Matacumba key over. Is it? Did you hit 172 yet?
No, I need more cigars.
We need more cigars. Someone buy
cigars.
Graham Nolan a cigar.
Billy pushed us to 171 the other night by buying me a cigar.
Nice.
It's the least I could do. It's the least I could do.
You know, it's
yeah.
funny.
We're it's weird when the campaign ends, things kind of slow down a little bit, until you start fulfilling. And are you going to keep Ghost of Matacumba Key open when you start fulfilling?
No, I'll close it just before I begin fulfilling. So there'll be a closeout for that.
Okay.
And we'll in fact, I was working on it today. I've been laying out the next batch of pages. I'm laying out through page 50 and getting in a really good groove because now there's like this action stuff is happening and all the ghosts are starting to come out. So my layouts and stuff are getting to be more crazy and fun. And there's, like I said, there's action and fights. And so I'm really enjoying that. It's the talking head scenes where, you really gotta
creative,
bust your balls,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and it's also good. And you would post it that now you can focus, because a lot of people out there, we have a lot of people that watch this show that crowdfund their own books or want to. A lot of people don't realize how much work it is when a campaign is live, right? I mean, every day you're answering questions, you're promoting, you're hanging out with this guy.
Boom.
Hey.
Graham, Niles, Teen Sensation.
Mr. Lopez, thank you.
How are you?
Oh,
how are you doing this fine evening?
Gentlemen, I got a question. How do you feel about my main man here going with the close crop hair like you guys? I think it looks pretty big.
The next step is the razor, bud.
That's right.
You know what? It's growing fast, Graham. I razored it Saturday, and it's already.
Oh, I do it every day.
Do you actually have, like, I'm not going to say Gillette, because I know Graham Nolan does not use a Gillette razor, but do you have like a big
Gillette, actually?
I have a Mach.
You do? You do?
Yeah,
should we play that woke video? Somebody find the link to that woke video Gillette
He
commercial.
slugs a Bud Light and then shaves his head with a Gillette
Is
razor.
that what you do, buddy?
That's
Is that what you do, huh?
That's
Have you been in Jerry's hippie ice cream?
Yeah.
Remember, who's the first person to ever call you a hippie?
That's right.
In front of his adoring public.
In front of 20,000 fans.
Yeah. He had a bunch of
hippie.
He had, and Graham's like this talking, and I'm just walking by, and I'm just in a bad mood. I'm hungover, I think, and there's Graham talking, and these people all smiling at him. He's got a huge crowd, and I just turn in my rage, and I just said,
"Zip it, hippie!" All these people turn, and I see who it is, and I start cracking up.
Graham was ready to throw down, and he saw it was you, and he's like,
"Yeah,
all right, I'll let
now
it
we
go."
were all in a good mood because that was Veterans Day 2016, so it was after Trump won the election, so we were all. Steranko's in a great mood.
Yeah,
remember Alan Bellman? Remember him? He was a huge Trump guy. He was a huge
Bellman a Trump guy?
Oh God!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Bellman started mentioning Trump on stage when we're up there with Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And Stan, pulled out his editor chops and was like, "Okay, that's good enough."
He goes, thank you.
He shut him down.
He goes, thank you, Donald Trump. So Alan Bellman, we're all on the stage, right? All the cartoonists had all the guests, and they were giving Stan an award and talking about him. And Alan Bellman's up there with him, of course, and I don't know who else was there. Some other greats, Starlin or somebody. And Alan
Steranko, Joe Sinnott.
Yeah.
He was huge.
And I think Sinnott was one of us too. So he's an old Navy guy.
Yeah, I think Sinnott was.
So you had Stanley surrounded by Steranko, Alan Bellman, and Joe Sinnott, and all us Republicans. And Alan Bellman goes, I want to thank this man because when I came home from World War II and I wanted to be an artist, and this man gave me a job, and I was able to provide for my family and raise blah blah. Thank you, Stan. I love you. And like, oh, thank you. I love you too. And then Alan goes, and let's make America great again. And Stan Krasimine goes, okay, thank you, President Trump. Thank you.
Yes.
How comfortable he was. That was fun shit, man. That
was a fun weekend.
So I get a text message today, right, from somebody who says to me, if I could read this real quick, and then we'll talk. I know, Lopez, you're very busy, but you've got a campaign going, but we'll go right into your San Diego plans and everything. But it says, Billy, here's my number, blah, blah, blah. If you're stuck with nothing to do on any night, let me know. I have no firm plans except Saturday night. So I go through my whole diatribe, and I said, oh, by the way, who is this, LOL? And thank you for the offer, I did say. And then he says, that's why I never plan anything. And I say, who is this? And this person replies, Aaron, you dope. And I say, Lopez? And he says, yes. But Aaron, I'm looking. I did not text you. I Facebook messaged you.
Are you sure?
Yes, so that's why I didn't know it was you.
Okay. So you're in
Aaron,
my phone, Billy Tucci, right there.
All right, Aaron, I know you got a lot to do. I know, Graham, you have a lot to do too. So let's talk Aaron first, because I know you want to pop in for a bit and you got to go. San Diego Comic-Con, you are returning. The Lopez, it has returned.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? Where are you going to be? You know, let's
I will
talk.
be at booth 4706 down there in the illustrators section, which is just, I don't know directionally, but it's, you know how they have Artist Alley all the way back, all against the back wall.
Yeah.
And then there's this illustrator section but when you head back towards the center of the convention center, and I'm right in there, and I got a nice big corner booth that cost me.
Oh, you and Terry Dodson, right?
Yeah. Well, Dodson's with, who's he? He's got his own booth now. I can't remember. I don't know if he's with Flesk or not, but
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm running Han Solo, as some might say.
No, I like that.
I'm in space all alone.
Oh, very good. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Well
So,
done.
yeah, I'll be right next to Adam Hughes if Adam's there. And you know where Adam's at. You've come and visited me before, but anyway,
I have come and visited you.
So, yeah,
before.
so I shipped out all my books and T-shirts and shipped all that stuff. So it, be there when I get there, hopefully. And then I'm in the process of packing, getting all this stuff together that I'm actually carrying on the plane with me or packing with me on the plane. So
do you ship your stuff to, Aaron? Do you ship it to your hotel or?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, some hotels charge a fee to allow you to do that. I'm at the Marriott in the gas lamp quarter, and I called them and they said, no fee. We're happy to do it. And I went, thank you so much. So
perfect, because we're next door. You're just across the street from the convention center, across from the railroad tracks,
right,
where people have gotten killed, by the way.
Well, I'm not dumb enough to walk onto train track when a train's coming. I may be dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Well, some people do, though, unfortunately. A lot of nerdy.
I got stuck on the other side for 45 minutes waiting for
Oh,
a train.
one of those big ones.
Yeah.
Did you really? 45 minutes?
45 minutes.
Oh.
Hang on. Can you tell us that story? Tell us the story.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I was out trying to find a drink and some food in the gaslight quarters with my daughter, trying to get her fed. She had a long day at the convention center, and we ran a little late, and I didn't have the train schedule. And, well, I was about to cross, and 8,000 tons of train goes by. And 45 minutes later, and I had to pee too, I gotta say.
Oh, the worst.
This gets worse. Who's cutting onions here? Who's cutting onions here? Matthew, do you have onions?
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's epic to be stuck for 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, there's a whole crowd of people waiting to get across.
Oh.
And the train was going so slow, and it was a freight, so it's going slow, and it just took forever.
That's
Thank
the
God
worst.
it's San Diego and it's nice weather,
Yeah, you should have went and grabbed a drink.
Well, yeah, but you know how close the tracks is to the beginning of that section.
Yeah.
Like every freaking bar, is just, packed.
Excellent.
There used to be a really good Chinese restaurant up in the Horton Plaza, the mall all the way down, and it's gone now. And,
the whole place is gone, I think.
It was pretty much
Horton
wiped
Plaza
out.
is basically torn down. Let's go see it, and we'll just laugh, Aaron.
We'll throw rocks through the windows.
Thanks, Biden. Joe Biden did that.
Big Joe.
Hey, the actors go on strike tomorrow, so now you don't have to be worried about them taking up your space at the convention.
That's right. What are all these people that are going there to see movie stars going to do when they're not there? Maybe they'll come over to my booth. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the cool thing, that's the cool thing, is because all those people still bought tickets. So they're not going to be in Hall H. All 7,500 rabid fans are not going to be stuck in Hall H the whole time. So maybe, heck, we used to make so much more money when they weren't there.
Yeah.
And again, it's a big commitment, and I want to get to you, but real quick, thank you, Charlie's London, with £4.99. Have a great night, guys. Wish I could see you at a con, but sadly, I will have to make a future event. Make that a future event. Have a great time. Love you all. We love you too, Charlies.
Yes.
Awesome, Charlies. Thank you.
Yeah. So the thing with that is the money, and I hate to sound like we're doing it for the money, but it is a business. But we were tallying our numbers, and we're like 12 grand with shipping, with hotel, with booth.
We're about six. We're about six. And that's just me going solo.
Including your booth?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good. So you're
About
lucky
$6
because
grand in the hole. That doesn't sound good to me.
no, that's not good. No, that's not good at all. Yeah.
And he's not flying. Are you flying?
I'm walking.
No, I guess it's too far to drive from where you are, right?
Well, no, I mean, I could. I've actually thought about doing it because I've got a truck. I load up, all the books and everything in the back of that truck and, drive down. But it's like, that's a long drive. It's like 18 hours if you go straight through without stopping.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what if this was like 30,000
miles?
What if this was like 32 years ago and you and Shelly are just a young couple? Wouldn't that be a fun couples road trip though?
Yeah, I should bring her in here and we did drive down once and she did not have fun because I was cheap and I was like, we're sleeping in the rest stop. What?
Wow,
So you put a mattress in the flatbed.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Show that picture of Shelly when you guys first met again. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let's. Can we make him full screen?
Yeah.
Hang on. So this young, handsome Mafia Don Jr. there.
Yep.
This beautiful girl, you said we're going to drive 18 hours to San Diego so you could take her to a Comic-Con because I know that's her dream. And then you say we're going to sleep at the rest stop, and she still stayed with you.
Well, I'll tell you.
We had to get home.
Now, on the way back, we stopped. On the way home, we stopped at a motel because she was so pissed. She goes, "We're not sleeping in the rest stop again." Money was tight, Money was tight. So,
man.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'm at the Marriott.
Stayed in a nice hotel. We stayed at a nice hotel when we were there, and there was they had the phones like in the bathroom. So if you're on the toilet and someone calls, you can answer the phone or whatever. She was freaking out. She's going, "There's a phone in here." And then after Saturday, I brought all the money in that we had made on Saturday and threw it on the bed. And she's taking the money and throwing it up in the air going, "We're rich. We're rich." And I'm like, "Shelly, there's like $800 there. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
I can't even, that's not even enough to pay for this hotel. All right. Settle down."
And the next day at the show, he blew it on a comic book.
I did. And she was really fast.
Did you really?
No.
Yeah, we did the same exact thing. San Diego 94, we did the same thing because it was crazy and we had all this cash. And they're all like $5 bills,
Right, exactly. It's like $800, but it looked like a lot,
And I think Debbie, we threw it on the bench. She goes, "Look at that." It was the most money I'd seen ever. And it was like $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going nuts.
So here's the thing with me, and I stay at the Marriott next door. And we used to get stuff shipped to us. Then they learned not to. UPS moved in, and now they charge you $3.50 per pound.
Oh wow!
For delivery.
Oof.
On top of your shipping charge.
Yeah,
that's their the fee they get when their receiving fee.
Right.
So we shipped everything a few years back, and it was you talk about a blind side. The displays. Remember the displays when those big, they were like the Skyline, they were like big, giant plastic. They had to weigh some could weigh 70 pounds each.
Yeah.
Normally like 45, 50 pounds, depending how much lights and all crap you had in it. And we had like 2 of those, all the boxes of books, all the prints. And
that stuff's heavy. Books are heavy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I have boxes. I shipped the Wraith of Gods in they're shrink wrapped in packages of 10. So I think I put 40 books in a box. And if I ship those USPS ground, which takes like 6 days, it was $22. and it weighed 21 pounds just for those 40 books. So it adds up quick, man. If you,
we have my buddy lives in. My buddy from college lives in San Diego, so now we ship stuff to his house and we buy him dinner. And he picks it up in his pickup truck and he hauls it over Tuesday. I meet him downstairs in the basement of the convention center, and we just haul it out and we bring it upstairs and we set
totally
it all
worth
up.
it, man. You just buy somebody dinner, go wherever you want to go.
Yep.
Dinner's on me if you'll do this, and people do it, man.
Yep, that's what we do, because it's crazy the amount of money, and it's nuts how expensive everything is. And then but the cool thing, I have Brian Polito across from me, and our next con is his convention, which is the Tucson Comic Con. So I'm hoping, like, Brian, he bought a show, the Tucson Comic Con.
Wow.
Did you see his new 10,000 square foot headquarters that they're building?
Wow.
Oh my God.
It looks like a haunted mansion.
Yeah, he's
Really?
doing 5 campaigns a year. I think each of them is $500,000. Or, the Lady Death is over that. The other ones are maybe 300,000, whatever.
Right.
And then he whatchamacallit? And then he does all his special editions and things like they have it going on. I mean, his fulfillment is like that. He'll fulfill 3,500 packages in a week. They're just animals. He does it right. He's doing it right, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, I'm like, hey, Brian, if I give you $100, can I put all my stuff for your show onto your skid? Because he gets a skid. And there I'm dragging suitcases back up to the hotel so my buddy can pick them up the next day and all. And because it's very expensive with the convention center, how long they how much they charge you to take the skids out and all. And Dan Genovese, and it's a great question, Dan. Is it worth the investment?
I'll let you know.
We'll let you know. I think last year, the thing is, if you're 6, 10, 12 grand in the hole, you got to make it. Because I'm not going to spend a week working to lose money.
No, that's the thing. And when I was splitting the booth with Dodson, it was, my investment was about half that, right? About $3,000. So you go, okay, if I make, if I can make 6 or 8,000 or whatever, you're like, even after taxes, you go, that's okay. I did good for a week worth of work, right? But now when you're absorbing all that, it's like, wow. Yeah. And you start thinking, what can I bring to sell? He said, well, I got those lawn chairs. I can put those out for, $5 a piece. And this is like, so yeah, it's like you hope you have enough stuff to sell and that people are going to buy it. And and it all comes down to selling original art for me. If I sell original art, then I'll have a good show. If I don't, it's death.
Yeah,
because those are the big ticket items, right? The original art. Everything else is, a print's $20. Okay, well, do I have to sell 1,000 prints? It's not going to happen. So,
are you bringing any a Wraith of God original art, or any Garbage Man, or any original art?
No, I'm not selling any of that stuff yet. I am going to bring. I've still got a ton of really nice DC and Marvel art. I got Conan pages. I got Justice League pages. I got nice pages that I'd like to move. So, we'll see. It's just a crapshoot, man. Sometimes you do really well original art wise. Sometimes you don't. You just never know.
Yeah, you'll do well. I think we're all going to be pleasantly surprised. I think even last year was it had more of a Comic-Con feel than past years. So
that was the first one post-COVID, right? Last year?
Last year was.
Yeah.
And just real quick, I want to call a couple of things out. Graham, this is that's Rock. That's Rock. Good to see you, Rock. And then we got our buddy here, Zach. What's up? High five. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. So I see.
They'll find a cure, Zach. They'll find a cure.
We'll find a cure, brother. But your name from now on, from here on in, is High Five. High five. You got some bad news at the Garden State Comic Fest, Aaron, but it's private affair, so we're not going to put that out on social media anyway. But you could just call him High Five.
Okay.
So, all right, Aaron. So, what are you going to have? You're going to have some of your older pages. You're going to have your older pages. You're going to have some print. Tell us.
I'm going to have tons of original art from the big two and some other stuff. I will be having copies of Wraith of God, Blood Hunters, the second print. will be readily available. I've got a whole bunch of prints that are going up. I've got all sorts of crazy, sketch material that people like.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's very Mark Schultz. Very Mark Schultz, Dave. It's very Mark Schultz, Dave Stevens-esque. Love it.
So I got a bunch of that stuff. Look at Lone Wolf and Cub, Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, look at that. Do you call that? Do you call that a saber-toothed cat or a saber-toothed tiger?
I would say a saber-toothed tiger, although I don't know that it actually is a tiger.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a liger. But I've got I got prints like this. This is a new one coming out.
Ooh.
Stuff like this.
You've certainly done a lot of artwork with Graybeard Studio and all. So
I have 2 smaller portfolios full of basically sketches and watercolor paintings and things like that. And then I've got about 4 portfolios full of pages. And then I've got all the prints. I'll have 12 different prints. And I'll have T-shirts. If you missed out on the Keown Werewolf shirt, you'll be able to get it there. Like I said, the Wraith of God Blood Hunter second prints, I'll have those readily available. Some of the trading cards and sticker sets from the first campaign, I'll have those available. Shot glasses, hats. The only thing I don't have is a booth babe this year, but
I'll be
too expensive. Yeah. I need to get cosplayers that dress up as my characters and buy them lunch.
You're lucky because I think Graham Coleman's coming, so he can be your booth babe.
Who is?
Vaughn Coleman.
Oh, Vaughn Coleman. You said Graham Coleman.
I thought that's what he said too.
No, Vaughn Coleman is Michael. He's Michael Golden's booth babe, so he can be yours.
Is he going to San Diego?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. And hey, honey.
We got another super chat here.
Hey, Deb.
Nicholas Gear Lopez. What Malibu pages do you still have? Sludge?
Yeah, I've got some, not a lot. I got maybe 9 pages that have sludge on them. A couple of them are pretty good. I actually had somebody just contact me about it. So no covers or splash pages from the old Ultraverse days. No.
Debbie just said Lopez of the Jungle. Indeed.
Debbie, I'm always trying.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that because tell Lopez where we're going about the restaurant Friday night we're going. If he's all Lopez of the Jungle, tell him.
Called, hey Randy, it is called hello
Dan Genovese.
Hi Dan. I saw my name quick. Anybody else have to say hello to?
No.
Hi everybody. I know puppy, I know.
I gotta let her out. You talk. Tell him about the restaurant.
Oh, so it's called the Lion's Share. It is near. It's kind of off one of the side streets near where the Embassy Suites is, right on.
Oh yeah,
there.
Mm-hmm.
And all it serves is game. So there's buffalo, there's boar, there's rabbit, there's duck, it's antelope,
elk.
It's fantastic. If you guys go, they don't have cat.
They had cat. Yeah, he said, you want some cat? His Mexican guy said, you want some cat? We got some cat.
They have an appetizer that's a sausage sampler that I passed on actually because I was like, sausage. Yeah. So it was actually Christy Shin who was with us that ordered it, and it was incredible. I think we all had a big portion of it since she was nice enough to share. But I recommend it highly.
Do we have to clean the animals, or do they clean and cook them for you? I mean, it's not like
it's a foodie's place.
Okay.
It's all really prepared beautifully and very well, and it's a very it's kind of got this I'm gonna call it aristocrat. It's kind of aristocratic shabby chic, where there's all these
cats.
Stop
on the wall.
Cats.
Headless cats. No. Cat heads on the wall. Is there not cat heads on the wall?
There's a lion's head on the wall.
What's a lion?
It's not funny.
It's a big cat.
So, but the art is all famous historical art that they've tweaked, and it's lions and rabbits and
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
So, but if you just look quick, you don't even notice. Like it's really done tastefully and very well. So that was.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna have a great time.
It's divine.
Yep, it sure is.
I'm very excited.
Yep, so we're excited about that.
And we found it by accident because we were wandering the streets Wednesday night last year after preview night, and it's 10 o'clock and we're starving and nothing else was open. Hello.
That's Rock.
Hey, Rock. And so
that's
really
the
by
bummer
accident.
about. Yeah,
And
preview night sucks because we have to stay there till like what 8 o'clock or something, and then it's like
9, right?
It closes
or 9. Yeah,
so we're going there Wednesday
and then, of course, at 9 o'clock, what are we doing? We're shutting down the booth and
what happens then? What happens?
They
what
let
do
the
people do?
cats
They
out.
come up.
What do you mean?
Then everyone shows up and like, hey, so what's for dinner? Where we going?
Here we go.
Who are the
Here
worst
we go.
Just stop the complaining.
All right, Graham Nolan has
Yes.
just crossed. Do you have the campaign log? Can you share the
I do
campaign?
have it. I do.
Oh, you got it? Thank you, Nal Scala.
Excuse me.
You all right? Lopez?
A little
nice,
swamp
Nal.
fever.
So, Graham, go look at that. 171,000, honey. You did.
Awesome.
Awesome, buddy.
Congrats.
Thank
Look at
you.
that.
Thank you.
So, Graham, now that you made a tweet or an update that you were saying that now that the Joe Frankenstein 1 and 2 campaigns are over, fulfilled and all, that you can focus on now drawing, finishing this book, and put all your focus, right? What a weight is that lifted off your shoulders, right? Because of how much work it is fulfilling a damn campaign, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just to correct you, Joe Frankenstein Part 2 is over, but it's not fulfilled.
Right.
It hasn't been printed yet. The files I just got the files back from Mindy, and they'll be going off to the printer shortly. And then then we'll begin the fulfillment process. But Part 1 is done with the exception of the CGC books. Chuck's signing those now, and he's going to drop them off at CGC probably Monday. And then they'll grade them, send them back to me, and then I'll get them out to everybody.
How long does that process take, Graham?
What, the CGC grading?
Yeah, to get it graded.
Well, they fast track it for me because I have so many. I've got 260 of them going to them.
Can we have a private phone call about that?
Absolutely not.
And no help for Debbie Tucci.
Nope, no help. Sorry.
She's all on her own.
Of course.
F you, Deb. F you.
Irish bastard.
I attempted that on our first campaign, and it ended up a disaster. So I kind of shied away from it. But
and everybody was asking too. Everyone asks for it all the time.
It kind of comes in waves, and we're starting to get them again. And being that we're in San Diego, we could probably drop off a few books at the CGC booth and have some of them, and then when they come in, we could sell them. But
I can give you some.
I would like to make it part of the campaigns moving forward.
Yeah.
But that's
I
not
get contact, and you can talk to them and get your account set up and everything. And it's easy peasy.
Thank you, because they're not cheap. So you got to add. We got to make it more like. How much is a CGC book when you sell them, Graham? That level, that pledge level.
I think it was 100.
Okay, yeah, because they're not
People
cheap.
are selling them for more.
So you're charging for the service or the final product?
Everything, the whole thing. Service, the product, shipping is more money.
Stop, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Graham.
Yeah, the $100 is the pledge level.
Right.
And that covers the costs outside of the shipping.
Okay, so I guess maybe I guess what I'm asking is, did you or do you? Is it that I understand that covers the book and shipping and all that, but is it where you send them to CGC, then they come back to you and then you ship them, or are you? Okay. That's what
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I
At
like.
first, I thought like CGC can fulfill, but you're better off handling that yourself. Is what I've been told.
Exactly, and that was why we stopped, because
Yeah.
it's just
Because you also have to send them a lot of books, so they pick the 9/8s, right? 9/8s, 9/6s you want, right? I mean, you want the.
Well, you pick them and then you send.
Oh, you're able. So, are you good at that? You're able to decipher. Can you like? Oh, this one looks good. This one looks
we
good.
have They'll do that. I'm not even
yes.
going there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, they're all new. They're all going to look. You know, they're all going to be at least a 9/6, I would guess, unless.
Oh yeah, they got to be at least
for recreation.
Then the best you're going to get is a 9/8.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you. I mean, because I had all these brand new ones sent down as a test, and came back as a 9/8. And the Monster Island one came back as a 9/4. But this is a 30-year-old comic.
That's awesome that you kept
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That's a 30-year-old comic, and they what they said in the notations was when they opened it up, because this thing was in my basement for 30 years. There's a little bit of rust on the staple.
Oh,
9/4.
fascist.
Rust for you.
Fascist. Well, we've been going for 45 minutes already, so let's. If you guys want to bounce, please do. Or if you want to hang out for a bit, we'll probably go another 15 minutes. If you guys don't mind-
we're gonna tell some.
Yes. Oh, good.
San Diego
Okay. Yep.
con stories. I mean,
Yep.
I've only been there 3 times.
Really?
Are you coming this year or no?
No.
All right. Let me just present our page real quick. I'm gonna pull up Grandma and Niall. I'll do it. Our campaign. Or not our campaign. Our San Diego Comic-Con specials.
Okay, that's what I was asking. It was the campaign.
No, so I'll pull up so I can go through it and stuff. So here we go. Do you guys like my little 50s design of shooting it down there?
I do. Is that did you learn that at fabric school?
Yeah.
That was the best.
The funny thing is, I was in the fabric industry.
Well,
I just
Coincidentally.
well, then you could do the breakdown for the big poster that we're supposed to do, because none of us want to do it. And Aaron goes, Billy should do it. He went to fabric school.
It was all worth it, Billy.
Yeah. So we're going to tell some guys, stick around for a little bit. We'll go for a little while longer. We're going to tell some funny San Diego Comic-Con stories, because there are a bunch of them. But I want to thank everyone, because we had a big day today, a massive day, right, honey? Selling on www.billytucci.com. It's in the description. Is our San Diego Comic-Con specials for this year. And we got some cool ass metal editions. I just added the original art for the cover up here. Does that get big?
Saucy.
There it is. Yeah. So I just had a lot of fun doing it. The classic Barbie swimsuit.
It's very lighthearted for Shi. Billy's
Yeah.
usually very authentically Japanese and serious.
Japanesey.
So it's very
peasy.
nice that he did something cute. and
Finally,
fun.
he's lightening up. You know.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
And it,
this is and we're going to be using on the metal edition for this. We're
Yeah.
going to be using.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that.
yeah, you are. Go tell him.
Okay, we're going to be using a metal we've never used before. It's called the white metal.
It might be radioactive. They're not sure.
No, it's this gorgeous white
No,
metal.
So,
It's
the metal itself has a white high gloss sheen on it, so it almost looks like it's like a ceramic.
Yeah.
So I think that'll play very nicely with the colors and that white background and the whole Barbie theme. Make
Yep.
it all nice and shiny.
Yeah, there's only
Like
25.
Barbie.
Yeah, there's only 25 of those again, and it ain't cheap, but why not? It's San Diego. It's my 30th San Diego. So I'm looking for. And Niall Scala, thank you, brother, for making these graphics for us, making our little comics 3D and some
you're
cool
very welcome.
sheens to it and shadows and shines. And Niall actually designed this because it didn't have any of this on it. And then Niall is the one that added all the.
You're not telling them what this is.
Oh, the sparkles. Niall added the sparkles.
Glitter.
The glitter.
Glitter and
Also
the
very Barbie.
sparkles.
Yeah, for a glitter edition. Hello.
Change up the colors a little.
Yep, brighten to give it a more Barbie pink, or as Lopez says, San Francisco pink. And then of course, like I said, the metal one. Great effects, Niall. Thank you so much. We put a limited amount on here for you guys because obviously we got to sell them at San Diego, but And these usually sell out before the con, but we have our 30th anniversary of the Shi Senryaku book, #1, because we have the Senryaku campaign now going on, and the 25th anniversary of our Shi Warrior Gallery book. So these are both, there's only 25 of each. They're all signed, they're all numbers. And thank you so much. Yes, Randy Howell.
Come on, Barbie.
Yeah, and she's cute. I had fun doing this with the Barbie movie coming out and all, and to make her kind of.
And I have that Barbie doll with that retro.
Yes, you do. You do. Absolutely.
The retro Barbie.
Yep. So thank you guys. If you guys could back us, that's great. We truly appreciate it. And because it's an expensive show, so we got to do well.
No,
we gotta do good.
That's right.
So Graham Nolan, you've only been to 3 San Diegos.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. First
1993, 1997. And then when I got the ink pot in 2016.
That's the last time. Yeah, that's the last time we saw you, because you and Chuck stopped by our booth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you got? 93. Anything exciting happening in 93? Comics were huge. Batman's huge. You created Bane already with Chuck. Yeah. What was that like?
93 was a killer for me because the lines were crazy at the DC booth and stuff. And I was sitting next to Jim Aparo, and this old guy comes up behind him, and he's on the booth side, and I didn't know who he was. And Jim gets up and he starts talking to him and says, "Hey, you got to meet Graham Nolan." And everything. It was Dick Sprang.
Oh shit!
Oh, wow,
really? The classic Batman artist. The good guy Batman artist. He was a tall, lanky, leathery skinned dude with a handshake like a vice. He's like an Arizona cowboy is what he's been doing for the last 40 years. He was really cool. So I got to meet him. And then there was another time when we were signing again, and I might have told this on another stream, but somebody announced that Jack Kirby just sat back down at his table, and because he had done a talk or something like that. So I just put my pen down. I got up. I said, "I'll be back." And I ran down the aisle where I could see Jack. Jack was against the wall. He was T-boned in the aisle, so I could see him. And there's nobody there. And I come running down. I wanted to get. I figured there's a whole crowd coming up the sideways that I just don't see. And I get up there and I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Kirby," I throw my hand out. I just want to, to just say hello and just tell you how much your work has meant and to the business and to me personally. I never introduced myself as an artist or anything else or anything like that. How do you impress Jack Kirby? Mm-hmm. So, I just wanted to let him know, how I felt about him. And that was the year he passed that that following year.
Yep.
So I was so happy that I got to meet him too.
Oh, Shelly
he's hiding off camera.
And then also in 93.
Not looking good.
Oh. Sorry, guys.
Also in 93, Jim Aparo was there to get his, I think it was his ink pot, or what's the lifetime? Isn't there's another?
There's the Hall of Fame. There's the Hall of Fame award.
It might have been the Hall of Fame award. Yeah. So that's why DC had brought him out too. And Jim was the most down to earth guy you ever meet. He looked like an accountant. He was kind of a balding guy with these big fat glasses and stuff like that. But just a real regular dude. And so he's hanging out in the hotel lobby bar with me and Chuck and a couple other guys, and he completely missed his award ceremony. He's hanging out with us, having beers and stuff. And Archie Goodwin comes out, and he's got this award, and he's looking around. He sees him with us, and he says, he goes, "Hey, Jim, you just got this nice award." And he goes, "Oh, that's great. Thanks, Archie. Okay, guys, now, and he says, goes right back into it." That was really cool. And so that was the 93 year. And then the 97 year, I got to meet Johnny Romita Sr. Again, Chuck had come up to me and he says, "Hey, Romita is over at his booth." So I got up, I got in line, and I waited, and I introduced myself to him. And I had just finished the previous summer the Batman Spider-Man book for DC Comics. And that project, the way I approached it, and I told Scott Peterson, my editor, that I want to do, I'll do all the Batman characters in my style, but I want to do the Marvel Spider-Man stuff in John Romita's style. And so I did sketches to show him how I was going to marry the two styles together and everything. He really liked it. So he said, okay, yeah, go for it. So that having been said, it's come out and everything. And it's like the next year. And that's when I meet Johnny. And I said, yeah, Mr. Romita, my name's Graham Nolan. And before I can finish, he goes, Graham Nolan, the artist? I'm like, yeah. And he says, I really like that Batman Spider-Man book that you did. And I'm like, fuck, I can retire.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, can you imagine that some of these creators today, they don't mention like, hey, Chuck Dixon is sitting at the booth. Like we were you guys, I guess, or I was.
You were a fan of many fabrics, Billy.
Thank you. That's my new nickname.
Lush Persian.
My new nickname is Fabric. How about that? Fraggot.
We're gonna call you Fabio.
Call me Fabio. Fabio the Frabic. Fraggot.
Yeah, you're a fraggot.
I'm a fraggot. Wait, I got a nickname, Fraggot.
I'm not sure what you're implying.
What's up, fraggot?
What's up, Fraggot? And so we can scream that at each other at shows. Or no? Fabro. No, I like Fraggot.
Shelley,
all right, so Fabric.
Wait a second. Shelley wants you to know, Debbie, that she's making the exact same face you are behind Billy.
So enough about me. So
excuse me, Shelley, do you know how many people talk about how many times I roll my eyes at the San Diego Comic-Con booth? It's like a thing.
Funny.
At least you don't hit me in the head with your heel, right? Like you do at home.
It's because I don't.
She
wear
beats
heels.
me.
I don't wear heels in the booth anymore. That's why.
She beats me at home, Shelley.
My flip flop.
She takes off her heel, her pump, and whenever and the whole family and all our friends are aware of it and love it. That I'll be going on blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
and they just see Debbie reach back and take off her 5-inch pump.
I've never worn a
4-inch pump. Fine.
Nice.
It makes it sound just like that.
Does.
Anyway, I never made you drive 18 hours to a Comic-Con, did I? And stay at a rest stop, did I?
I told him the.
Yeah.
How
That
romantic.
was quite a almost make it or break it moment. And I was like, I see you have cash. I saw you make cash.
Yeah, $800. We're rich.
I don't care if it's more money than I'd ever seen. And I said, I don't care if we're at the Motel 6. I'm not sleeping in my car again.
That's right. We drove down in her car because
in her car,
mine was too crappy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and it's amazing, like you said, a make or break because usually that's the end.
Oh, I was seriously like, I think I actually said, if you think that we're actually gonna get married, because we were engaged at the time, I'm like, then we're getting a room because I'm not sleeping in my. Yeah, I was like, hotel.
So you can get a room and a wife, or you cannot get a room and not have a wife.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you get the hot dogs at the gas station too on the way down?
No. Hey.
But I did fill in blacks at a Spider-Man story at a Denny's at San Diego.
That's right.
You know, Shelley, that Aaron was weighing his options. He says, hotel, new comic books. Hotel, new comic books.
That's what took him about, I don't know, 75 miles to figure it out.
With the whole week we were at the show, we stayed at a nice hotel.
Oh
we ate at nice restaurants. And then she gets spoiled and has to stay in a Motel 6 on the way home.
I had never stayed in a place that there was a telephone in the bathroom. And I'm like, how important do you have to be to have to take a call on the Toiter?
Yeah.
Like,
and then you were done, Shelley. Then you were done. He had you. That was it.
Well,
he had you at the Perlet phone, didn't he?
Potential.
Yeah, until the ride home. Then it was like, give me that Motel 6 or I'll kill you.
Bastard.
Because now Shelley's got to drink her, you've got to brush her teeth out of the plastic cup in the little plastic bag.
I was just going, The
Spitting it out the
headlines:
window.
couple died, couple murdered at the rest area.
Yeah, it was
In a
safe
really
back
nice
then.
sporty car.
It was safe back then.
Well,
a lot safer. Anyway,
I have an interesting story because I think me and Mark Sasso in 1993, when I went to San Diego to try to get work the first time, we went to a Denny's. I think it was a Denny's right up the block from the convention center and
maybe
had
we saw
lunch
you
there. I think it's this. And guess who sat next to us in the booth right next to us? You're not going to guess. And this is true, Aaron. I swear this is true. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. It was like the first time I ever saw a celebrity.
How old was he at that point?
It's 93.
Yeah, so he's like
When
a
me
kid.
and Sasso were at-
Was he on Growing Pains then or something?
I don't know. I think I said it. No, because I think he already played the retarded kid in the movie, Gilbert Grape.
Oh, Gilbert Grape.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm like, holy shit, the kid is a retarded kid, and Gilbert Grape's a comic fan. And he's normal. I know nothing about acting.
He's an actor.
He's an actor.
Yeah, that doesn't make him normal.
No, that's true for sure. But
Makes them
yeah,
weird.
but yeah, San Diego in '93 when Graham Nolan was hanging out with all the swells and Jim Aparo, and I was online trying to get work, and nobody would hire me. I got one DC editor really pissed me off, and it kind of embarrassed me. He said, "Oh, look, another fight in a warehouse." I did a warehouse scene. One of my pages where I had the first 12 pages of She, and then I had another story.
Who was
And,
that editor?
I'm not going to say his name.
Say it.
No,
He's not working
I'll
in the
tell you.
business. You know
Let me
that.
see. No.
He ain't
Anyway,
working.
he ended up being a really nice guy.
All
But
right.
and then he was like, if I see one more portfolio with a warehouse scene, I'm gonna punch somebody in the face. That's what he said. And I'm like, oh. So then I kind of got someone made me an offer, but they wanted me to draw like Jim Lee. And I'm like, I can't draw like Jim Lee. And even if I could, I didn't want to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I then a little dejected, and then I went into the small press area, and I saw this crazy energetic guy who has way more energy than I did, sitting there with two other chaps in a 6-foot table, and he had this comic book called Evil Ernie on his table. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, my name's Billy Tucci, blah blah, and here's my art." And we just started talking. It was Brian Polito.
Mm-hmm.
And Polito's like, "Yeah, I'm doing this new book next year. And why do I want to work for myself? This is Malibu's did Evil Ernie #1, but we're gonna do Chaos Comics and all this stuff, his new company." And he really inspired me, but he also treated me like a normal person, like a peer. And he offered me a pinup in a book, which was in the Lady That Swimsuit issue, which I forgot it was a swimsuit issue, and I put her in a dress. So I'm the only one in the Lady That Swimsuit issue with a dress. But when I came home, right, I'm like, so then I was really dejected at first on the flight home by myself. And then I came home, though, but then I'm like, you know what? Let's do our own damn comic, right? And that inspired me to do She. And then in 1994 at San Diego, dude, it was insane, right? It was crazy that they had to move us to the autograph area because there was so many people, because She had just come out, Lady Death had just come out, and we were like the bells of the ball.
It was fun.
Yep. And Debbie,
it was a whirlwind is what it was.
We were so unprepared. I was calling, we sold out of posters.
I don't even know how much money we spent in FedEx that year because we sold out of books and not posters, but we sold out of books the first day.
But,
what are we going to do for the next 3 days? So I think we ended up, I think it was twice. I think we asked for a FedEx Thursday night and again on Friday night. So
we had the posters come in too. Right? And then
we would not have.
But then Debbie did what Shelley did, and we threw all the money on the bed. Like, look at all this money.
Oh my gosh! And now I go, ew! Germs.
Oh, I just started rolling in it naked.
Nobody rolled.
Yes, I did. I took everything.
Didn't.
See, here comes the shoe. Boom!
He's lucky that I'm barefoot.
It'll be the bell.
Yeah. But then I didn't know, so I remember I had my laundry done. Because he said, put this stuff in a bag and get laundry done. Debbie's like, that's like $30-$40.
Then
why do you need your t-shirt and your jeans? I'm like, I don't know. It's free laundry. She's like, it's not free.
There ain't nothing free.
Oh man, those were the days. Those were the days.
Oh, you
So,
got a
all right,
super chat,
so,
Billy.
so, Aaron,
Yeah.
aside from you driving your wife, your betrothed, your fiance, not even your wife, drive on this mass exodus down to San Diego Comic-Con. Any other cool, fun stories? Anyone that you made happy? Anyone you made upset?
Just more stories of me being a jerk.
Oh, come on.
Oh, where do I start?
Oh,
We had it's 90. This is 93. This is the same year Graham was down there. They had Malibu had this whole thing set up for the summer of the Ultraverse, right? Because the books were launching, and my book hadn't come out yet, but we were all supposed to. It was really kind of cool. They had this. I don't know what you want to call it. Like it was an aisleway, but it was like they owned the entire aisle, right? So they had this big banner over, Ultraverse, blah blah blah, and you'd walk in. And we each had these elevated like chair desk things so people would come up and you could sign autographs because they had these like the Malibu books were out and they like previewed everything. So everybody had like a little write up on them in it, a little piece of artwork, and there was a box there for you to sign. And so people were collecting these and getting them signed and things like that. And so I was sitting there with Gordon Purcell, who was working on one of the Star Trek books because they had the license at that time, and sitting right next to me was supposed to be Walter Koenig, of course, Chekhov from Star Trek. So we're like, oh, that'll be cool. I get to meet Walter Koenig. So we're there the whole weekend. Guy never shows up. So we start talking like, yeah, he's probably too big to be sitting next to us comic book guys, and just basically bitching about Walter Koenig the whole weekend. Then we find out at the end of the weekend that he'd had a heart attack and that's why he wasn't there.
Oh,
we're like, oh god.
Hang on.
So, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I've had stories right. That's where I first met.
Oh, that was a joke.
Oh.
Aaron
that
drove
wasn't a
him
joke.
to his heart attack.
Sorry. That's not funny.
No, it wasn't a joke.
Uh-oh, Billy's got the toys again.
And here comes the shoe.
Why did I add sound effects?
I blame you, Niall.
I know it's all. I'll never learn.
All right, so I apologize, Aaron. The floor is yours, man. Oh, thank you, Evil One. What's up, Chris? Hail She. I would rather have a G.I. Joe cover, so consider this San Diego Comic-Con money. Thank you. Have fun with Brian, Jimmy, and everyone at San Diego Comic-Con. I wish I could go one time. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Just real quick, Lopez, before we get back to you, but I think every comic fan should go to Comic-Con at least once, San Diego, right?
Yep. It's a pilgrimage.
Well, and especially with all the movie people pulling out, you may be able to get tickets next year.
About that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So no, yeah, exactly. I met Simonson there for the first time. The show was closing. It was Sunday. It was after the show was closed, and I was just kind of walking around. I don't know why. And as people were packing and stuff, and this guy with a beard comes walking by me. And he has this really cool dinosaur shirt on, and I just walked by him and said, "Hey man," I said, "Cool shirt," and he goes, "Thanks, I drew it." And I went, "What?" And then I went back, and it was Simonson. And so we sit there and talk to Walter Simonson for 20 minutes. Very gracious with his time, talking to a nobody, and so that was kind of a cool moment.
A nobody? You had a huge line. You were in a Malibu Comics book. You were supposed to sit next to Walter Koenig.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, this actually, this was prior to Malibu. This was like when I was just. I think I got my first backup story for Marvel or something. I was in Artist Alley, so I really was a nobody. So so that was cool to meet Simonson. Now I'm trying to think. There wasn't, I've been mistaken for Adam Hughes like a couple of times at San Diego. It's always humiliating but funny at the same time.
You charge like $1,000 for a headshot.
His booth, like I said, his booth is right next to mine, right? And so Adam's over there signing books or whatever, and this line is just going, and it's like circling in front of my booth. And Allison's always really good about, managing the line so that it doesn't block other people. So she had them looped out so they weren't really blocking me. But this guy comes walking up to me and he just starts gushing, right? What an honor it is to meet me. And whenever somebody starts talking like that about me, I figured they must think I'm somebody else. There's no way this person thinks that I'm who I am. And so he's just going, oh, I've been such a big fan of yours for blah. And he just keeps going on and on. And I said, hang on a second. He goes, yeah. And I go, I'm not Adam Hughes. He goes, and literally right behind me are 2 banners with my name on it. Like right behind me. And he looks and he goes, oh my gosh. He goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, but I'm a big fan of yours too. And I went, yeah, sure you are. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
We're done with you.
Yeah.
Debbie had a brush with greatness. Your first San Diego Comic-Con.
Don't even.
No, I'm not talking about a lizard face, Gene Simmons. I'm talking about the people that had Dobermans.
Oh.
Yeah, tell that story.
That is a great story. What was her name?
Joan. Joni.
So for San Diego, I think it was our second day. I'm standing online to get food. And I struck up a conversation with a lovely woman in front of me. And I don't even know how we got on to the subject, but we both had Dobermans at the time. Billy and I had Gypsy, and she had a couple Dobermans, and we were just chatting about the stigma at the time. Way back then, it was like if you had a Doberman or a Rottweiler, you had dogs that were akin to the devil and blah, 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 blah. So we had just had this great conversation, and I came back and to the booth and said, oh, I met this lovely woman. She said she's going to come by the booth. And I don't know, less than an hour later, up walks my new friend Joan, who happens to be married to Stanley.
Yeah.
So there's Joan and Stan. Joan's like, there she is. Hi, Dad. And I'm like, and Stan's like,
I'm like, what the
and I have no idea who these people are.
She is
it's just my nice new friend who has Dobermans.
Yeah.
No clue who Stanley was. None. And Billy's like,
I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Is this really happening right now? And he's like, oh, you make this. This is terrific. I'm like,
that is a good story.
It was. And remember, that was like Stan could walk around San Diego, right? No one was with them, right?
Well, that was when San Diego was.
Well, that's 94.
Normal.
But yeah. But that's a funny story. And I'm like, holy shit. And he's like, and then, then we would see them all the time, right? And have breakfast with Stan and stuff like that.
The rest of that show, we ran into them a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And then he kind of remembered us. Or you. Everyone remembers you. But that's a funny story. And then
everybody remembers Shelly. I have to like walk with her, and everybody's like, "Hey, Shelly, how's it going? Who's that?" Aaron, remember the guy? Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell that story.
The reason why you know Shelly.
You got a really good. What's the one Shelly story that you tell? He's like, who was it? The comic creator or something? And you're like,
we were at Shelly had met Sergio. So okay, no. Well, Wrightson never remembered me, regardless of who I was with, but. No, it was, we had, prior to San Diego this particular year, Shelly and I had gone to a couple of Portland comic book shows and some local things. And we had met Mike Plug, William Stout. Actually, we met Stout at Dragon Con just before San Diego. And then Sergio Aragones at Portland. We went to dinner with both on 2 different occasions, one with Sergio Aragones and one with Plug. And so we're at San Diego. That's back, when we would go and buy tickets to get into the was it the Ink Pot Awards, right? Whatever they give away at San Diego, right?
Yeah, the Eisners, yeah.
And so we bought tickets to the Eisner dinner because we thought, well, that's what the cool people do.
Fancy people.
And so we're there at dinner, and of course Shelly's wearing this tight black number, the short skirt and everything.
The
and
Lycra days.
Yeah, the Lycra days. And
head to toe.
And with the big hair. Debbie,
yeah.
Oh,
you gotta see how beautiful Shelly looks in that picture. I know we showed it already, but show that picture. Hang on.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there she is.
Rad, huh?
That's a head of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Shelly's hair is not bad either in that picture.
Yeah, I know.
Was talking about Shelly.
Oh no.
So anyway, before the dinner starts, everybody's kind of mulling about. There's conversation and stuff, and you see Sergio standing over there. And so I go up and say hi to Sergio. Hey, Arnold Presley, we met in Portland, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just glazed, like, oh, Shelly comes up, and he goes, Shelly! Runs over, gives her a big hug. And so Shelly and him are talking, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. So we get through the dinner. And this happened. We're in the lobby of, you remember what was the hotel at the time? Was it the Omni at the Horton Plaza? It was a DoubleTree at the Horton Plaza. The hotel that's right there in the Horton Plaza.
Yeah,
and that was the Con Hotel. So everybody was staying there. So I swear this is all the same night. And so we're back in the hotel walking around. And we see Bill Stout up at the desk talking to the concierge or something. And so I walk over there. And so I'm like, hey, Bill, Aaron LaPressa, we met at, Dragon Con or we're talking. He's like, oh my gosh, Shelly, it's so good to see you. And he's like hugging Shelly. And by this time, I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Right?
I'm thinking, I could hang out here some more.
She's thinking she's all that. And so then later that evening in the same hotel, Shelly goes to use the restroom. So I'm waiting for her outside the restroom. And there's this bank of phones there, everybody come call. And Plug comes walking Mike Plug. Right? So I go up to him and I go up to him like, hey, Plug, Aaron Lopresti, we met at Portland, to the whole spiel again, and we're sitting there talking, and he's like trying to remember. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember. Shelly comes out of the bathroom, walks up behind me, and Plug goes, oh my gosh, Shelly. I was ready to kill myself. I was like putting the hangman's knot in the rope. I was like, is there enough? Like 3 times in one night. That was it. Now maybe it was the black dress. I don't know, but they all remembered her and they all remembered her name, and none of them remembered me.
So everybody remembers a pretty girl.
It was brutal.
Remember your idea with my cousin Janine?
Yes,
that's what he should have done with Shelly.
Yeah, tell him Aaron, forget it. Tell him the story that we had. Yeah, the plan.
Yes, we had a plan that we never. She was up for it too, but we never did it. So
Today's her birthday. Yesterday.
2 days ago.
Okay.
I have an adorable cousin Janine who was in PR work and just got a great head for business, and she's adorable and super personable, and we all know how
beautiful girl, beautiful
comic fans on the whole tend to like attractive women, and Billy's like, we should come up with a new title.
No,
and
it wasn't that. It was for me to work for DC or Marvel. Because I was kind of blacklisted.
Oh,
because I voted for Mitt Romney. Yeah, remember that's what it was.
Okay, well then you finish the story.
Oh, so I'm like, I'm gonna do a portfolio, and I'm gonna make some calls and have you show your portfolio as this new artist, and you be you, or we'll come up with a different name for her, and let's see if you get the work, and then I'll do the work, and I'll give you a cut, and you give us superstar. And she's like, I'll do that.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. Because
so we were gonna get her, she could come to the cons and sign, and
and I would get a chance to draw Superman, I guess.
You'd be like the Cyrano de Bergerac of comics.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you go through with it or no?
Nah, I didn't. But she was all for it because that was the time. Like I said, I got blacklisted again. This is 4 years before Donald Trump. When I was up for a project, and one of a famous creator wanted me to draw it, that he was writing it, and he's like, Billy would be great for this. We should get Billy to draw this. And the guy goes, the editor at DC or Marvel goes, I'm not going to hire Billy. It was DC. And this is after I got nominated for an Eisner. No, was it a DC? I think it was
Marvel.
Oh, was it? Okay. So this is all right. Whatever. This
might have been. No, you're right.
Yeah, it was DC.
Right.
This is after all the great reviews.
You're right.
Eisner novel. And the guy goes, I'm not going to hire Billy. And he's like, what's wrong with Billy? And the guy goes, the guy's a fucking Republican. He goes, do you know the guy's a fucking Republican? That's 2012, Aaron.
Oh, God.
And that was it for me. I was told basically that's it.
No more work.
I did one more project for them. One more project. That was it.
No
in 2014. That Jimmy got me a Harley Quinn thing. And it was huge.
Didn't you do a Jonah Hex too?
That was before that. I did Jonah Hex
Jonah
like
Hex
2000.
was
Yep.
before that?
Before that. Yep.
You're
Hang
not
on.
an islander, Billy.
Yeah. Well, let me.
You didn't vote Democrat. You're not an islander.
No, that's right.
That's right.
So guess what? Well,
Not born Harry Lane. You're not an Islander.
and that's Aaron's music too, and another person.
Can we find a new toy?
Sure, I got this one too. Hang on, we could.
Oh no, I'm gonna.
Oh, is this daydreaming when someone's talking, Niall, and you're not listening to them? Niall?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's stock audio. That's stock audio. Are you saying something?
No, what?
What?
Oh, I gotta stop it. Stop this, please, please. Stop,
Oh, it
please.
was about to drop the beat, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough of that. Hang on. So.
Oh boy. Poor
So
Aaron.
I got to tell one more.
You all have toys.
Yeah, I got to tell one more story, and I know you don't want me to tell it, but we got to tell it.
Which one? I don't want you to tell any of them.
Cobb. What's it called? Cabo. What was the place across the street? Cabo. Remember, it was right across the street. The one before the spaghetti factory, the old spaghetti factory.
Oh
which
man,
Debbie
you're talking
loved.
way back.
Way back.
Hated the spaghetti.
Oh my God, we ate there, and it was our English friends took us, like the guys from Comics
I
Value
don't even want
Monthly.
to talk about it.
Oh, and they're like, "Oh, I got this great Italian restaurant." It was
Not an Italian restaurant.
no, it was a spaghetti factory. And we're like,
Yeah, it's like McDonald's. McDonald's of Italian food.
Spaghetti factory, but it was terrible.
yeah. I think at one point Debbie's just like this.
I was hungover.
Is Debbie okay? Anyway, so we go to Cabo. We meet. One of the first people we meet is John Romita, Johnny Jr., who immediately took to us.
We knew Johnny already.
No, we didn't know.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
But
Did we meet him in Chicago, maybe?
It was the
Or
shoe.
whatever.
I thought. No, this isn't the shoe.
No, it is not
I
a shoe.
thought we met him in New York.
No, our first con was that our first con. Oh wait, was that?
We met him in New York.
Oh, okay. So
The
we met
one-
him in New York. That's
The
right.
one you wanted to kill.
Yes. So and so.
JQ.
Yeah, I should have killed that guy. Anyway, so
That's
he
what you
fat?
met him.
yeah, he hit some famous comic artist. Well, the hottest. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so we go there and we're at San Diego. So Johnny Jr. is like, come with us. So we go to Cabo. We're sitting at the bar, and
I'm not telling the story.
so who's at the bar? And everyone's fawning over, which me, I guess I kind of did, even though I don't.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, even though I don't. That was the first celebrity I met. Leonardo DiCaprio was the first celebrity I saw, but he's the first celebrity I met, and it was Gene Simmons of Kiss.
Okay.
The Kiss comic. Was
And I hate
just
Kiss.
released.
I hate Kiss. I don't like Kiss at all. I don't like them. So, that one song's good though. I want to rock and roll. And Beth is a good song, but he didn't sing that. Anyway, so we go there, and I'm like,
ADD, man.
yeah, and I'm like, hey, so they're like, this is Gene Simmons, and I'm like, oh my God, Gene Simmons. And how was I? Was I fawning over?
Oh my God, you're a puppy.
Oh, jeez.
It was embarrassing.
And he just kind of pushes me out of the way and comes right up to her. He's like,
this was back in the day of stirrers in your drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I was chewing on my stirrer, watching my husband fall apart, a boyfriend, and he says, "I liked what you're doing with that stirrer there." And I gave him the infamous.
Yeah, she didn't care about that.
And then he continued to fawn, and he continued to hit on me, and I'm waiting because he's the jealous maniac all the time. And I'm like, the one time you really had grounds to stand on, because he was totally disrespecting the fact that I was there with him.
I didn't even realize it.
So, long story short,
She was so pissed off at me.
I
Yeah,
was livid. So,
but he's like a lizard. He's very serpentine. Like he's like a villain in a movie. He just is a real life.
Did he
villain.
stir his drink with his tongue?
No, my tongue's longer than his. Anyway.
It's like, let me stir it.
Yeah. I got my own stirrer, Deb.
Well, he said I
might as well.
But didn't he say, "I wish I was that straw. I want to be that."
I wish I was where that star is. And
Oh,
it's
jeez.
just disgusting, cheesy, gross. Bleh.
And then he parted his hair.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So in addition to my husband falling all over Gene Simmons, so was John Romita.
Everybody was though. He was hanging out with us. It was crazy.
So as we end the night, John Romita is going out late night with Gene Simmons
to a strip club.
We didn't know it was a strip club.
You sure? I thought they asked if we wanted to go to a strip club with him. We're like, and you're like,
maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're like, no.
Maybe you kept it from me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was like, no, we're not going anywhere near him.
Yeah.
So the next day we hear the update from John Romita that he said he went to the strip club and
Gene Simmons
had no cash.
He didn't bring any money with him.
Put in the pantry.
Even though they got cash machines there, he didn't bring any money with him. Yeah. So
Romita gave him a $50 bill.
No. No. Johnny goes, and Johnny goes, I'm like, how was he? He's like, let me fucking tell you how it was. Johnny's like, that cheap bastard. He said,
he's trying to keep it clean.
Oh, sorry. So John goes, he had no money. So he's like, hey, you got any money? So they're at the table. The girls all know it's Gene Simmons, and he's like, well, yeah. So John gives him $60 in singles, and Gene's sitting there like this, and the girls dancing and looking, and Gene goes, beckons the girl over, and she comes, over or whatever, in her heels and her G-string, and he takes Johnny's $60 and he puts it in her shoe, and he goes, and the girl comes like, oh my God, Gene Simmons just gave me all this money. And then did you just give her all our money?
The way JR told it was, and he puts it in her, like we're waiting for the G-string or this, in her effing shoe.
Your fucking shoe.
It wasn't where you're supposed to put it, basically. So he was very, very, very disappointed that if he was going to give Gene Simmons $60, he at least wanted it to go someplace interesting.
Right. and he still hasn't gotten that $60 to this day.
So now, fast forward a couple of months, and I'm away on a business trip in the fabric industry, mind you.
That I believe.
Are you a fabric graduate too?
Yeah.
Well, I actually worked in the textile industry. And I'm sitting at an airport bar waiting for a flight. And who's at the table next to me? But Gene Simmons.
You never told me that.
I did tell you.
You did not.
Multiple times.
No, you didn't.
And I hear him talking. He's with a female, I'm a handler or manager. But I hear him commenting to a girl in the bar about a stir.
She's working the line again.
He's a trick pony, this leech.
Wow. That's hysterical. You caught him with the same line.
Jeez. One trick pony. One trick pony.
That's right.
So that's our Gene Simmons.
That's our Gene Simmons story. Right. So, well, guys, thank you guys for joining us. We've been on for an hour and a half. You got another story, Graham?
No, I got to tap out. I got to get back to
Aaron, you got a Shelley story? You're good. Niall, thank you for sitting here and not saying anything.
I don't have any stories. I'm just listening.
Man, appreciate it.
We'll get Niall to come next year. Anyway, guys, thank you all for joining, watching us. I know there's 4 people streaming tonight. We really appreciate it. Please check out our campaigns. Graham's got the Ghost of Matacumba Key. Aaron's got Wraith of God 2 Blood Hunters. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Niall.
Thank you, Niall.
Look at that.
Whoa, look at Niall. He's all over it, man. Thank you, Niall. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you. With our first week and a half in demand. And thank you guys so much. We crossed $100,000. We truly appreciate that. She Senriaco Omnibus with Kickstarter and Indiegogo is now over $195,000.
Thank you.
Thank you all for that.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful ass book. Thank you.
It is.
And please come and see me in Lopez. If you guys are down San Diego way, if you swing by, say hello. We'd love to see you. Aaron, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. I hope you have a safe flight down. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Are we going to load the panels next week? Are you recording the panels?
Yes. So I have Aaron, you got any panels?
I don't know.
But
I do a Malibu panel.
Malibu.
Yeah, Malibu 30 year or 40 or whatever it is
okay, so
on Saturday, I think. But that's all I know.
Yeah, I have
lots of panels.
Lots of panels. I think I have 3, maybe 4 panels coming up, but I'll announce when they are, and then of course Matthew's going to film them. My son, Niall, I'll send them to you, and then you can load them up next week on the Pop XP, and you can watch the panels the day after. So thank you. Oh, wait a second, we got something to share here.
People want to know if I'm at San Diego. I post this every year.
What kind of beer you got there, buddy?
I think that's a Miller Lite.
There you go.
Tell everyone it's a Narragansett. You can crush it.
I know. I love the Narragansett.
Yeah, Gansets are good.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. If you guys can, you're looking for our exclusives. They're at Yeah.
And speaking of support, Dan, Randy, Heroenberg, your very hard work on all of our streams does not go unnoticed. Thank you for constantly posting all the links. We really appreciate it.
You guys are awesome.
Great mods. We all have great mods. So there's no bros next week.
Right.
Right. We're taking the week off. Is that you next, Graham? Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm next.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll see you not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after that. Graham Nolan, he always has fun shows. And remember, it's just a game.
It's just a game, Billy.
Just a
It's
game.
just fabric.
Game,
Just
you
fabric.
lying
Fabric.
bastard.
Check it a shirt. Say it's just fabric.
It's fabric.
Thank you guys for joining us. Scalawag going to take us out, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Have a good night,
Thanks,
everyone.
Billy. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks,
Everybody.
Boyd.
Graham.
See you later.
Thank you.
See you,
Thanks, guys.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.